Hello, welcome to Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 430. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam, and this is a talk episode where the tutors talk.
What's going on?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
A beautiful day in the neighborhood. I like that we're having cool mornings again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you went and sat outside.
Yeah, it's nice to have a cool morning.
Mm-hmm.
That was yesterday. I sat outside.
Mm-hmm.
This morning I had to get rolling right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice. I like nice, cool mornings. So what you, let me see here. I don't actually really know what to talk about.
Baby Lily has 2 front teeth.
2 front teeth is right.
Mm-hmm. She got the 2 bottom ones in. They're not in, but they broke through, which I think is what people say is the worst part.
Okay. That makes sense.
At least that's what Brooke told me. She said usually once they're through, then it's not too bad.
Decent.
Mm-hmm.
Decent.
Mm-hmm. So that's
She seems to be a trooper about it.
Yeah. She was a little cranky yesterday.
Yeah.
And then slept for 10 hours.
Yeah.
Woke up fine.
And then took a super long nap today, too.
Mm-hmm. I do notice, too, it seems like shortly after her teeth come out, like the next morning, doesn't nap well that morning.
That makes sense.
Because that happened last week, too.
It did.
And then it happened this morning. She didn't nap well. But then she took a long nap during the day.
Very true. Very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably just looking for that comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, man. Crazy, man. Okay. Let's see. What do we got going on?
Things are expensive. Businesses are expensive.
Sure. Yep.
We're trying to get some new business quotes, business insurance quotes, and auto insurance quotes.
Yepers. That shit ain't cheap.
Mm-mm.
That shit ain't cheap. Yeah, I mean, if you look at... this is going to be a tutor episode pretty much. Okay, so yeah, if you look at what you pay an employee, so let me put it this way. You're like, how does my company charge $100 an hour, but I make $25?
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that company has to pay employment tax on you, so 7.65%. There's like an unemployment tax they have to pay on you.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have to pay workers' compensation.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have to pay insurance. And so their general liability goes up. Their auto goes up because they got you on there. Then there's an office space. There's vehicles. There's insurance for the vehicles, insurance for the whole company, insurance for the stuff inside the company for it to operate. And
we have to insure new hires' tools.
Insure tools. You got to insure your office, and then you got office rent.
Yeah.
And you got maintenance on the vehicles. You got all the utilities for an office, So there's just like so many things. And you're like, well, they charge $100 an hour, but I only make $25. They're making $75 an hour. No. Once you factor it in, you go, well, we need 4 to 5 people in the field at $100 an hour to break even on the business overhead.
Mm-hmm.
And then anyone you add on top of that is where you make any profit. Mm-hmm. And so it's like there's someone coordinating the work. There's someone getting the work, selling the work. There's a marketing. There's all your accounting and bookkeeping, your administration tasks, all your coordination and calling, there's all that stuff. And folks just, some folks think that, if they're billing 100, it's 25, or, billing at 100 and they cost 20, they make 25 an hour. They're like, well, they're making 75. Nah, that's not true at all. So yeah, that's something that we look at and stuff, and Sam and I did an audit here today, or this week we've been auditing it and looking at it and going, okay, well,
this is where we stand.
This is where we stand. This is how many guys we got in the field. This is what we're making per hour roughly. This is, if we add this many more folks, this is where we'd be at. If we can cut overhead by this and this is where we'd be at, And so, and then it's like, well, you can cut overhead in some areas, but some areas we almost have to increase it because we want better, X, Y, and Z. You want better insurance or better tools or whatever, right, to do the job, There's so many layers to all this. And then you look at it and you go, well, technically you can only bid a customer for working hours, and there's setup and tear down it every day. And if they go between job to job, there's drive time. And so you go, well, shit, we're really only able to bid out 30 hours, at $100 an hour. We're only able to bid 30 per guy instead of 40. And then there's that 10 hours of waste per that you got to figure in to eat too. So now you got to factor in, you need a whole nother guy based on every 4 guys just to make up for the downtime for those guys, And so it's like, the more you go, the more you look into this stuff, the more you see it's like, oh no, it costs to operate. Operating is not cheap. And just because you might think you're doing well, or you'd be like, oh yeah, we got all these jobs and we got guys in the field and shit's great. Well, shit, we got too many people in the office. Well, that's a fucking problem. Oh, we got hit. We had another got another guy and we didn't figure in the workers' comp. Well, fuck, there's another $5,000. Like, there's so many things. And then you start getting eaten by the little shit. So that's just big picture, right? Right? That's just big picture. Well, then you start getting eaten by all the dumb shit. You need new tires on the truck. Because we need new tires this year. We fucking bought the wrong material and for a job, took it out of the package, used it, and realized it was wrong. So now we got to get the right material, so we can't return that other one. So now you're out a few $100 there, and you figure you do that a couple times on a big house that you're flipping. Well, you're out the $1,000 in materials, but then you're also out the rework time. So now we're out 1,000 materials, 1,500 labor. So we're behind $2,500. And now you missed out on the opportunity cost of having those guys out on another job, bringing you another $1,000. And so now when you figure in all that, it's like, well, shit, because we weren't being, paying a lot of attention, what seems like not a big deal, a couple pieces of material, like, oh, we have to redo a couple pieces of material, it's $1,000, whatever. No, when you factor that in, that's actually $3,500 you fucked up right there on one job. And then you got then you run into some shit or whatever, and you can't get people lined up right away, and now you're holding the property for an extra month, and every month you hold something that costs $1,500 in interest.
Okay.
Anyways, dude, all I'm getting at is this. All we're getting at is this. We're auditing the business. We're looking at the financials. I cannot stress enough business acumen. You guys going into business, there's so many folks wanting to go in business. There's so many. Yes, hop in, get after it, jump in, whatever. Make sure when you're getting in that you're going in for life. Make sure getting in that this is what you want to do. You want to fucking learn everything you can about business. You want to be the best in your craft. You want to continually educate yourself so you can be the best. You're not thinking about, just being at work, staying busy. None of that bullshit, dude. You need to think about what's fiscally right for your business. Now, that may mean, and this is where, some folks get stumped up and shit. It's not about going to work and being busy for 40 hours a week. How can you go to work? And we've talked about this 100 times. What's up? Why are you sitting over like that?
I didn't actually mean to go this in depth in this, but you're just going to keep going. I shouldn't have brought it up. Anyways, keep going.
Go ahead. Where do you want to go with this?
No, I was just bringing up a slight thing of business that are expensive, and then you went way further. So keep going.
So,
guys who want to start their own business?
No.
Is that where you were?
We look at it, and it's like, you got to, if you're looking at what's fiscally right, you should be looking at how can I take what I'm doing and make it take half the time? What shit can I cut out that's wasteful? Because that's just money you can get back instantly. If you can figure out how to take a role that takes 40 hours and cut it to 20, boom, you just saved 35, 40 grand or whatever, especially when you're talking a higher rate. Go ahead.
I just read a story about, when they say, like, take the laziest person because they'll figure out a shorter way to do it.
Yeah.
I saw this story of some restaurant somewhere, and it was a chain. There was multiple of them. Inventory had to be done like every single night, and it took hours. Like, usually there was a couple of people that would do it, but like those people would be there until like midnight, 1 a.m. like doing inventory, because it was just so much counting, so much measuring. Like, it was just a lot of stuff, and you had to do it like by hand, put it in the computer, all this. Well, there was one server who was so lazy. Nobody really liked him because he was just so lazy and was like trying to get out of everything and just whatever. Well, one day they were short-staffed. It was a holiday, and the manager was just like, dude, you're just going to have to do inventory by yourself. And like everyone just like tried to volunteer, and they're just like, no, like we were told nobody can have overtime. He's doing the one that doesn't have overtime, so he has to do it by himself. Well, they all expected it to be fucked up the next day. So they come in, and it's perfect. It was done perfectly. And then they're just like, well, he must have like left at like 4 a.m. Left at 12:20. And they're like, there's no way. There's no way. He started to do it because they asked him when he came in. They're just like, dude, how'd you do it? And you're just like, well, I started to do it, and I was like, this is going to take too long. So we just started doing some research. The inventory system that they were using came with a phone app that you could just scan everything and input the number, and it would automatically input it into the inventory system. But nobody knew that there was a phone app.
Holy shit.
So the store manager was just like, you're assistant manager. Instantly promoted him. And then corporate saw like that this store had inventory was like just perfect, like day after day after day, like was just beautiful, done quickly. And they're just like, how'd you do it? And they're just like, it was actually this guy. And he's just like, yeah, there's an app that goes with it. And they're just like, okay, we want you to train every store on how to do this. And he's just like, nah, man, only if I can do it by Zoom call. They're like, done deal.
Shut up. What the fuck? Jeez.
So sometimes it's good to take the laziest person to do something, to figure out how to do something.
That's beautiful, dude. That's beautiful.
Isn't that insane?
That is so beautiful. But you want to know what that is? That right there is the opposite of a busy bee.
Oh, yeah.
And that's true, because I can't remember the last place I saw this, but I've seen this so many times. Norm was the last person I heard this from, but I've heard this concept in different ways way too many times. You make a list, big fucking list, right? You got your big list, and you fill up your notebook page, and you start doing it, and you start on the list. then the next day, so like you cross everything out, the next day you start another list and fill out everything on that list. If you make it to like day 5 and you're still pulling shit that was on that list day 1, it's not important. Don't do it. Move on. I was like, damn, dude. Like, there's some shit. I can think of 3 things on my to-do list right now that have been on it for a year. And you want to know what? It doesn't need to be done. It doesn't even need to be on that fucking list.
There is something on mine that needs to be done, but it is just so big and daunting, and I'm just so afraid to do it that I just haven't.
What is it?
Convert our fucking emails.
I know. Yeah. I was thinking about that today, dude.
I'm just so worried to do it because I'm like, if our fucking emails get shut down for a day, like, we're fucked. And so it's just been so daunting. I've been just postponing it.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I was transferring shit into my folders, and I was like, I got a lot of shit in here. I got a lot of shit in here. And, because we have to get everything out, right?
Of our email?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Ooh. That's no joke.
I know.
That's no joke. As I was doing that, I was like, man, this is not, that goes to show that, like, that is another thing. I am a big proponent of getting in. Ryan's huge on this. Ryan talks about it. Just getting in, getting dirty, and figuring it out. Huge prone on that. Boy, there's some things that it's worth doing right the first time. Taking the extra time, not jumping in head first, doing a little research, just like
chilling.
Mike talks about it a lot in like with like construction. He talks about it a lot on like your final products. So like Mike was in training the new guy this week, and brand new, the house is cleaned. New hardwood floors.
Paint's done.
Like, this place is cleaned up. It's buttoned up. It's nice, But there's, we go through and do like the list of deficiencies, right? So Sam and I go through and do a list of deficiencies, and we find like 8 things that need to be done. And Mike's like, this all should have been pointed out before the floors were done. And I'm like,
yep,
I agree, but it wasn't. So now we're here, right? So like, that should have been done. There's no doubt about it. We should have did that before we did that. I agree. He also has been doing this for a long time and knows that's not always the reality.
Yep. So
he's like, well, we're here now. We can't have a pity party about it because we're here now. It's been addressed that this needs to fix. Try to fix it moving forward. Absolutely. But he's like, now that we're in here, go slow. Make sure your boots are clean when you come in the house. Be very aware of what is on you. If you got a tool belt, don't scratch the walls. If you're carrying shit, don't fucking drop it on the floors and cause a divot or a scratch or whatever. And he's like, take your time. Don't rush. We're in a finished product. Now, does he take that same slow, controlled, really attention when we're demoing? Hell no. When we're halfway through a project and no paint's on yet, the floors are covered with rosin paper? No, because you don't need to. But when you get into a finished product or a product's coming up to being wrapped up, if you got a tool belt on, don't let your fucking hammer catch that wall. You're carrying out stuff because you're carrying out the last of the materials. Don't drop it on that hardwood floor. If it takes you 2 trips, take 2 trips. Don't risk it. Because if you're like, well, I can carry everything out in 1 trip, and you're walking out and you freaking bumped a level on the floor and you scraped the floor, now you got to go get finished, or it's got to be sanded and refinished. Boy, that took a lot longer than making 2 trips. And I think that's the same thing with so many things in business. Andy Frisella talks about it a lot on like him releasing like the MFCEO project. He's been talking about releasing the MFCEO project for 2.5 years, I think.
Oh my God.
But he comes on and he says, yeah, we're going to release it soon, but we're not releasing until it's ready. and it just keeps going. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things, we noticed it. We were in a coaching group, and they got to market fast, and they didn't have like a good product. I shouldn't say that. The product was good. The organization was poor.
Yep.
So the product was good. Organization was poor. We sticked around 1 year, and we were like, we can't take this anymore. The organization's so fucked up. They can't figure this out. Like, we're bouncing. So it's like big on, take the time, really get shit set in place, make sure it's the right way you want it, then jump.
Yeah.
I think that's how I feel about a lot of things, like setting systems in place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then once you have that perfected, or not perfected, once you have that like down on what you want to do and you implement it, well, then you can like really jump in head first, because you have it down, and especially if you're replicating it over and over and over again. So like when we had the group homes, it was like, this is the binder on how to open a home. This is what you got to do. This is how many staff we need to hire. This is how we train the staff. This is how we get our clients. This is how we market to get our clients. Boom. It was like easy to open homes.
Yeah.
Here's the playbook. We've done it 5 other times. Easy.
Yeah.
So I think as you grow and as you do more, it becomes easier and easier. It's just like making sure it's right, or trying to make sure that stuff is kind of oiled out and right the first time. Do some tweaks. You can always do tweaks to it, but once you're off to the races, you're off to the races.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just, yeah, making those systems is just, and doing some of those things. Yes, like, it's going to be daunting and it's going to be tiring, but once you do it, then it's cherry after that.
Yes.
I just need to fucking do it. I know.
That's not what today's about, but it's, yeah.
There were, I will tell you guys, as soon as we finished the podcast on Monday, I broke down those boxes.
Yeah, girl.
I fixed my pins. Then I decided I want to add something, so I actually do need to bring that to the office so I can add it and hang it up at the office.
Oh, dude, was it before or after? As soon as I got to the office, I cleaned out my corner.
Oh, really?
Instantly.
Damn.
This is the first thing I did. I cleaned up my whole corner, and I was like, that took 5 minutes. Like, what? And now I walk in my office, I'm like, dang.
So yeah, I think every day this week I have been able to cross something off on my task list.
That's sick. That's super sick.
At least one thing. Most days it's like 2 or 3.
Right. That's super cool.
I will say there have been things that have been on my mental task list that I haven't written down. So then I'll add them onto my task list so I can cross it off. But they were on my mental task list, so I do still count it.
When I used to work on Job More, and we'd be towards the end of a project, and we'd have our like last hit list, you'd literally see like me, Kyle, Mike would write something down that we saw just to cross it out, because when we saw it, we fixed it right away. And we're like, another cross off,
So yeah, your list starts off with 10 things, and then by the end there's like 25 things, but they're all crossed off.
Yeah, exactly. So. You're like, look at this shit.
It's the little wins. They compound.
Yeah.
Okay, next thing that I discovered.
All right.
Muscles are connected.
This is gonna be retarded.
So I've been having weird foot issues lately. And like it feels like there's just like a knot on the bottom of my foot, and it's been like swollen. I've been limping around. It's really bad in the mornings, and then it's like fine by midday. And so I'm just like, fuck, I need to like do something. Like I'm just so fucked up. So I like would roll up my foot, and I was like, oh, this is like kind of helping. But then the next day, back at it. So then I was like massaging around, and I was like, man, my calf is really tight. It must be my calf that's causing my foot to be tight. So I like rolled out my calf, and then like that felt really good. And like the rest of the day, I was like, oh man, my foot feels so good. It must have been my calf. And then the next day, fucked up again. And I'm like, God damn it. And then one day I saw Shaun rolling out his glute. And I was like, oh no. Oh no.
It was your glute.
It was my glute.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, just because I have a tight glute, it has caused, I mean, my like hips have been really tight. But it's caused my calves to have knots in it and the bottom of my foot.
Yeah.
Insane, dude. And then today I was doing RDLs and box squats. Yeah, whatever you want to call them. And fuck, dude, like could tell like how weak my lower back is. And I was like, God damn it. I was like, I bet you, because my core and my lower back are weak. Probably why I have such a bad knot in my ass.
Probably. This
So
is what I'll say about that. I think we talked about this last night. I think because you say it's worse when you get up in the morning.
Mm-hmm. The bed. It's the bed's fault.
I don't think we're supposed to sleep on beds.
I know, because my shoulder has also been like super tight every single morning.
My shoulder feels like dick when I get up in the morning.
So bad.
By the end of the day, it's usually not too bad. I think that we're supposed to sleep on our skeleton.
Yeah.
Sleep on our skeleton and not our muscles.
And here's why we know this. When your back hurts, what do you do?
Lay on the floor.
When you're like super exhausted after work day, what do you like to do?
Lay on the floor.
Why is that? Probably because it feels the best.
It gives your muscles a time. It's the only time your muscles get to relax. We don't ever relax our muscles. When you're sleeping at night, you are not relaxing your muscles. Your muscles are tense, holding you up, holding your skeleton in place. The only time we relax is if you're laying on the ground on your back and your skeleton is what's laying on the floor. Your muscles are fully relaxed.
Well, and I was like thinking about it because I noticed this. Like, I'm a side sleeper. I've always been a side sleeper. Well, my like shoulders are like really caved in. Well, part of my issue is because when I sleep, my shoulder is caved in.
Absolutely.
But if I laid on my back on the floor.
Yeah. You want to know another problem? What's one of the biggest issues we have?
Next.
The forward head thing, right? The forward head thing. Well, besides being on phones and looking at computers all day, what do?
Curl up in a ball and look down?
Prop it up on a fucking pillow.
Oh, yeah. That too.
You know? Where otherwise, if you're sleeping on the floor, maybe you have just a little, like, light pillow or a little mat, but your head then is stacked in line with your spine. And that's how it's supposed to be. So if you were to spend 2 hours looking at your phone a day, but then you go to bed and your head is stacked and in the right position for 8 hours a night, it's going to correct itself.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what was it?
I don't know. Something downstairs. You can text your mom.
Why don't you just check?
Nah, we're podcasting.
All right, keep going.
Yeah, that would be interesting, though, to see. We should try it. We should just lay on our living room floor for a night or two. The only issue then is I feel like we'll be fucked up for a couple days for our bodies to go back to like how they're supposed to be. And then if we go back to the couch, I think once we go back to the bed, then we'll also feel fucked up again.
It will it will definitely, it's definitely a switch you'd have to make. You would have to give it like, it's like anything else. You'd have to give it a true month trial or something.
Right.
You'd have to give it like the real college try where it's like, oh no, yep, we slept on the floor for fucking 4 weeks and yep, turns out it works, I think that'd be
We can make a tutor episode out of it in the future.
Dang, dude.
That was one of the things that we like wanted to do as tutor episodes.
I remember.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Nope.
Someday.
Yeah, kind of cool.
So yeah, I think I'm trying to do more like functional stretching and movements.
All right, plot twist. all these muscle issues, all these things we have, what if they were just resolved from sleeping on it? I would be fucking... I don't hear anyone talk about that shit. Like, when you think of all the health folks, none of them talk about sleeping on the floor. None of them. That I know. I don't know any of them that talk about that shit.
But look... Well, sorry. Think about, like, countries that, like, don't really sleep on beds. They're, like... Elderly people aren't so, like, caved over as ours.
Typically, no. They typically are in a lot better shape. I don't know. Maybe.
Who's just telling me about their, like, 93-year-old grandma just still kicking it and living on her own? Maureen Norgren.
Dude, across the street's 97. Motherfucker rode his bike up on me the other day.
Dude, that's so cool, dude.
It's like, dang, dude.
We really do need to get bicycles.
I guess. That's a good point, huh? That dude
should.
bicycles around. He's 97. That's a good point.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have a nice bike. He's got one of those, like,
Old
school cruisers, dude. I was like, damn.
Damn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we could get that and then the little thing to go in the back for baby.
Uh-huh.
And Mimi.
Uh-huh. Yeah, dude, I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah. That might be all I got.
You only have enough to talk for half an hour?
I don't know. You cut me off on my train of fucking ripping.
I know. I'm sorry.
So...
I wanted to keep that for Monday, but...
It's... Yeah.
He's like, it's too late. I was already fired up and you ruined it.
Kinda. But what else you got going?
Tomorrow's book club.
Nice.
Here's what I discovered. Someone told me this, and it's accurate. And I'm slightly offended, but not really. Our book club only likes books that are like genres that I don't like. So they all make fun of me because I don't like any of the books ever. That's a lie. There's been like 3 or 4 that I like. And it's because they all pick genres I don't like. And most of them are like horror and suspense and blah, blah, blah. I don't like those books.
What do you like, Sam?
Romance and World War II.
There we go.
I do like the fantasy shit too, which they don't like that either. But yeah. What was it? Lion's Den? Lion's Den wasn't a whole bunch of romance. But it wasn't like the one we're reading right now is The Starling House, and I just struggle. I gave up on it, TBH. But it just started off like so creepy and dark, and I just like, I don't know. I just don't like those books. I like to live in my joyful fantasy world. I don't want to live in some horror movie.
I don't blame you. I would not like reading horror books, I don't think. And
most of the time, I feel like spooky books like that just go on for fucking ever. Ugh. So yeah. Because what was we read The Woman in the Window, which there's a movie on that one. That book I thought took forever. And then there was The Paris Apartment. That one also could have been cut in half as well. I don't know. I think it's because I don't like them that I'm just like,
it takes forever.
It just takes forever. And I'm just like, I don't care about you. There have been some shitty fantasy books, I will say that, but I don't like them. I don't know. Like there's like that whole series up there. I like it, but it's also like dark and spooky, so I like can't read it because like the only time I can read it is during the daytime. It freaks me out too much at night. So I stopped reading them because I was like, I don't want to be freaked out all the time.
Makes sense. All right. Good.
I lived in a haunted house growing up, so I don't like scary things.
You should just be one with the house then. Should we move back in there? Should we fix it up and move in there?
No.
That'd be awesome.
No.
Let's do it.
It would not be awesome.
Okay. Speaking of books.
Yes.
We just bought a house today.
We did. With a whole bunch of what in it, Shaun?
The amount of Bibles in that house, I would say conservatively, there's 500. Liberally, probably closer to 1,000. But there's not just Bibles.
What else is in there?
Books on World War II.
Ooh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
Right up my alley.
I'm fucking stoked.
We should probably call someone over immediately to empty that pool safely.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah, because who knows what kind of shit's growing in there, and I don't really want any of our people to get affected by it.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We should put it on Brooke's list for tomorrow.
Good call.
Anyways.
I'm excited. I'm fucking excited for that house, dude. I don't know how to do it yet. Because I don't really know. Here's the deal. There's so many books, it would take up at least a full room. Like, we could stack books floor to ceiling with just walking pathways, and we'd fill up a living room.
What?
Yeah. Like, if we stacked books floor to ceiling, and you just had, like, the pathways to walk between them, you'd fill up a living room easy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think we just take one of the empty trailers there, fill it up with the books, call around to some churches about the Bibles, and then...
The problem is the trailer, you can't get them all in the trailer. There's too many.
We'll take multiple trailer loads.
Yeah.
That, like, luckily, here's, I, like, think... our whole issue is, like, I feel like we don't just do things in, like, small chunks. So, like, so easily, right, we could just... it'll be one day. Let's say Brooke and I go there, load up a trailer with books, bring it back, put it in the office. Brooke and I can start contacting people. Because we're not going to be working on that house for a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, like, we should just take, like, a day here, a day there to, like, empty it out completely. Because, like, Heather Road, we did do that, like, a day here, a day there, but we didn't completely empty it. So then it was like, there's still stuff in there that's in our way. And then it's, we're trying to sell it and blah, 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 blah. So I think if, like, now, since we're not going to be working on it anyways, like, have me or Brooke, since we're not as high paying, and then probably KP as well. We could have him come. And then just Brooke and I can just putz on it, like, for the next 2 months.
Where are we putting them all?
Yeah.
That's my thing, is, like, we can't just bring it to the office because we'd fill up half of the garage with books.
Mm. So then, I mean, maybe Brooke and I go out there, take pictures, and just start contacting people.
That's what I think. I think the best route would be clean out one room completely. And I don't know if that's the room that has the piano and the harp in it.
There's a harp?
There's a harp, homie.
Bro, that's cool.
That's cool, right?
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so we should list those, like, now.
Now.
So then we have the time to sell them and get them out of there.
Yeah.
Before we have to just take them out because they're in our way.
Right. So I'm not sure, like, I'm just so fucking jacked to bring you out there, dude. It's so fucking sick. But here's what I think you do. I think the room that has the piano and the harp, I think that'll be the easiest. No. The easiest room to clean out would be one upstairs, but I don't want to haul all the books upstairs.
Yeah, no. Keep it.
So I think the room that has
central.
the piano and the harp, I think you clean that room out, and I think you lay down, like, cloths Or maybe you lay down pallets
Oh, yeah.
and then like a piece of sheeting or something. And then I think you just start going through books. And the thing with it is, though, is like, here's my thing and why I was super stoked about the house. If there's over 500 Bibles, you can't tell me one of them's not worth money.
Right?
You can't tell me someone was a Bible collector and didn't have at least one worth something. What are you looking at?
I want to look up what's the most valuable Bible.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be like the first one ever made.
Well, yeah.
So, point being, I think you clean... What?
Do you want to see what the first... So when you type in top 10 most valuable, what do you think the top 5 things are?
House.
Nope.
Painting.
Nope.
Valuable.
Top 10 most valuable.
Car.
Nope.
Jewelry.
Nope.
Lego set.
Nope.
Horse.
No.
Animal.
Nope.
What are the top 10 most valuable friends?
No.
I feel like I'm saying things and I'm not getting closer.
Legos was close.
Okay. Beanie Baby.
That's number 1.
This is retarded.
Number 2, something I collect.
Pokemon.
Yep, there you go. Number 2. Number 3, you're not going to get number 3. Sports teams.
Number 3. Okay.
Number 4. Oh, these are, so like Google suggestions is what I'm reading. If you guys didn't catch that. The 4th suggested thing was souvenir spoons. I didn't know souvenir spoons were valuable. Apparently they are. This one you'll like, because we had some of these and I think we tossed them. Top 10 most valuable Life magazines.
Are you serious?
Yep. Oh, and we might have had some of these. Top 10 most valuable Life magazines. It doesn't tell me how much they're worth, though. The JFK Memorial Edition. The rare first edition issue published after Henry. That was from 1936. We didn't have that. This one's from 1948. Don't have that. The Manson cover. Charles Manson.
Okay.
The moon landing in 1969.
We did have late 60s.
I know, yeah. This one's September of 1966. Dimitri Tsafendis.
I fucking hope. Yeah, well, if it is, it's in the landfill.
Yep. The Beatles cover. A Marilyn Monroe cover. And Ali versus Frazier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
anyways.
What was life?
Hopefully we didn't have any of those.
Yeah, well.
Okay. Yeah. So that was those.
So
top 10 most valuable Bibles.
Yes.
That's what I was doing. Codex Sassoon, Hebrew Bible, dating back to the 10th century.
Yeah, we don't have that.
No, one of the earliest printed. Yep. The first book printed in British North America. The Bay Psalm book is a rare and historically significant item. In 2013, a copy sold for $14 million.
Huh.
Oh.
That would be dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. All these are really old.
There we go. So anyways, I still feel like there's probably something of value.
Probably.
You know?
There has to be, yeah.
And so, and like there was like, one of the things I found right off the bat was a coin that was bought for $50. It was like a gold coin for $50. Or like a gold-plated coin or whatever. It had the tag with it. It was $50. So I'm like, well, we've found multiple things like that. You know, like a dollar piece that's worth $78.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's like, well, if they bought this for $50 with the original tag, there's a good chance it's worth around $100.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so I found that in a second looking in there.
Right. So if they had that, then they obviously knew about valuable stuff.
That's my thought.
So the Bible's got to be worth something.
I mean, I just don't know how you'd have a collection of 500 plus and not have one that's worth $1,000.
Right.
You know, it wouldn't make any sense to me. And so the guy had a gun collection. I think I talked about that on here. I missed out on. But the gun collection, you know, a lot of them were junk. 40 out of the 48 or whatever were like, nah. 35 out of the 48 were pretty chintzy. But there was like 10 of them that
made it
were worth money.
Yeah.
You know, and so.
But you also don't know what's going to be worth money until down the road.
That's the thing. So, I mean, so I think what you do is you clean this out. You get a clear area and you just start
going
through the Google scan. Oh, this one's $10 donation, $10, $5 donation, $3 donation,
Yeah.
$500. Ooh, put that over there. $1,000, put that over there. $50, put that over there. You know.
Yeah.
And you just keep going, and you just rip like that. And then next thing you know, you've got a pile of 475 Bibles, and you got 25 worth something, 475 not. You call fucking, I don't know, maybe a church, but most likely like Hope Gospel Mission. Can we donate 475 Bibles? To be like, what the fuck are you asking? You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the route you'd have to take because, you know, you almost have to go through and scan them.
Yeah, you would.
You know, which is just bonkers.
I mean, you have to do that with everything.
So much nowadays, you got to just go through and look at that. We found a Beanie Baby.
Yeah.
And we're like, it's a Beanie Baby. Scan it, $75. It's like,
did we keep it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what do we do with that?
Yeah. So it's like, dude, it's like, you know, part of buying these places and part of doing these things is, you know,
just scanning. You have to take the time to scan it to see what's worth value.
Yeah. I found some valuables. I mean, one thing I found on one of the jobs was worth $1,300. Another thing I found was worth like $1,100. You know.
Now we know we need to look for
Life
spoons.
magazines, spoons. There's a China set, China, but it's not nice.
Oh,
it's just a regular like a whatever, a cheap fine China set.
Oh, nice.
So, but I mean, it's all that stuff that you learn, you know, and it's like, well, scan it. Is it worth a lick? Okay, cool. Let's try to list it. Or, you know, you pick like we grabbed from a place. We've got a trunk full of tapes of what are those things? Cassette tapes. So I don't know if we looked at some of them. Some of them were worth like $50.
Yeah.
So what we're just gonna take them to a music shop and say, hey, we looked these up. These are the ones that are valuable. What do you give us for the lot?
Yeah.
You know, that's it. And I think you just do that. You know, you do that enough and
make the connections that you need, so then you can keep going back.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's all it is.
It's cool.
But
yeah, there's an antique shop downtown. I wonder how much they buy.
Interesting. Probably nothing. They probably go, we take donations. Remember that fucking barn? That antique barn shop?
Oh, yeah. In Osseo?
No, dude. That antique, right down off of 2nd Street.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that motherfucker's selling slabs like that for $100. Door slabs like that for $100. And I'm like, you're on fucking crack, buddy. And then those doorknobs there, to get the ones that are like all shitty and old and fucked up.
Yeah, you should donate ours to him.
Yeah, no, dude, the dude's like $30 for one of those. I'm like, you're fucking high, dude. You are fucking high.
Yeah, you can donate that box to him.
That's true.
So they're not going to the landfill.
Oh, I would scrap it because fuck that guy.
No, yeah, true.
He's got like a damn 1,000 of them.
Probably because nobody wants to spend $30 on them.
Exactly. I'm like, drop this shit to $1, buddy, and actually move some stuff off your shelf.
Yeah. I wonder how much were they from Amazon, the new ones?
I think they're like $20, ain't they?
I'm checking for you. Yeah, I think it's cool though that you can order those to like match the old exterior.
Right.
Let's see here. So we got.
They're definitely nowhere near as like. I don't think they're anywhere near as like sturdy, you know, or like
$23.
Yeah, they're nowhere near as like solid and nice. But
Yeah. And plus, it's really annoying to have a million skeleton keys.
Oh, sure, dude, it sure is.
Yeah, I don't know. I did have them up here. I don't know if they're still up there.
Yeah, It sure is. Well, it's getting time for me to go eat some dinner.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Got anything else?
No. Gonna pick some stuff out of my garden. I don't know. That's about all I got.
Gang.
Cool.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
See
Catch ya on the next one.
See ya.